I'm Amanda Shabowich. I'm the Launch Project Director at United Way of Mass Bay and Merrimack Valley. Launch is a project that works with 18 to 24-year-olds living in state subsidized housing. I love working with young people and getting to chat with young people, so I'm super excited to have a conversation with you. And then I also identify as queer, or I use the term bisexual if folks don't like that queer umbrella term sometimes. So that's me. I'm going to turn it over to you if you can introduce yourself and then tell us where you go to school, where you work, what's up in your life.
Oh, okay. I am David. I work at BJ's in Danvers, which is fun. I'm a cart kid. It's great. I go to Marblehead High School, and well, I'm full remote right now because I have been the whole year and didn't feel like changing it up because I don't want to go to school. uh, I'm 16. Um, I also work at Nagly, which is I'm technically a volunteer-ish peer leader intern sort of thing, which is fun. Um, Anything else?
No, that's great. Can you tell me about how you found Nagly? What did you started going, and then when it turned into this kind of role that you're in now?
Sure, I can definitely tell you how I found Nagly. Uh, I there's a GSA in my school, and they posted it on the website, and I found it. I was just bored and scrolled through past like posts on the Google Classroom and found Nagly and was like, "Ooh, what's this?" Clicked on the link and was like, "Wow, it's Tuesday and they have virtual meetings." And this was in October last year, I believe. And I went to that meeting that night and I loved it. And then just kept going ever since. But I've started being a peer leader intern in March, like the beginning of March this year. And uh, it's been great. I've been going every Saturday that I can to help with the Pride Marketplace, and it's fun. I love it.
I love it. You're doing a marketplace?
Yeah, it's online as well, but we have like a store in the space in the Salem Witch City Mall, and we sell Pride apparel, which is fun.
That's so cool. I'm gonna have to go. I was just in Salem. I'm like, dang, I should have gone. Oh, now I know. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's great. We just got in these new pins that are they say straight ally pins, and it's like black background with it's like the ally flag, which is awesome. And I was gonna get one from my mom because why not?
So cute. Love it. Gotta have
Oh no,
it. Okay. Are you back?
I think so. I don't know. Am I?
Yes.
Okay, you're frozen. I can't see you moving.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop my camera. Okay. Am I back?
You're very blurry.
Okay, let's see why I'm so blurry. Uh okay. Hmm. It's like my Wi-Fi looks fine, but the StreamYard doesn't think so. Okay, we'll keep plugging them. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll get some questions. Would like to hear just about your experience, kind of navigating your own identity, and what that journey looked like for you, as much as you feel comfortable.
Okay. So I will share my experiences navigating my sexuality and gender identity. Currently, I will now. I don't know how to rephrase that. so
That's
weird.
great.
Feels so weird.
I know.
Well, I grew up in a very straight household and didn't really know being gay was a thing. And then I was like, oh, I don't like girls. I was very confused, and then I sort of looked it up on the internet and figured out that that was a thing, and was like, yeah, I'm this now, and it's it's been fun.
Yeah. What was it like telling people?
I didn't. I technically only told one person, and they told my whole school.
Oh,
So yeah, it was sort of like a forced coming out thing, which wasn't great.
no, that's terrible.
But then my stepmom apparently knew I was gay, but didn't tell my dad. So I was like, oh, well, yeah, I told her first because I'm more comfortable around her and my mom, I guess, than my dad. I don't know. It's just a thing. And then I told her, and she was like, yeah, yeah, I know, which was great. And then she made me tell my dad because she didn't want to keep the secret any longer. And I was like, okay, I'm telling people now, I guess. And I told my dad, and he was fine with it, which was great. He's been very accepting. He's been trying to get like uh, pride-esque things in the house. He got a rainbow ashtray. It's great, and it's a rainbow birch pipe. So I don't know if I can say that, but I'm gonna say it because that's what he's been doing.
I love this support, you
I
know?
know. And then I went home and they were like, my dad said, if you don't tell your mom, I will. It's like, oh crap, okay, gotta tell her. And her reaction was like, are you sure? Like, I wouldn't be telling you if I wasn't sure. So, but then she went and told my whole mom, like her side of the family over like
Mm,
FaceTime, and I was like, oh well, I was not ready for that.
right.
But then we got over it, and it's been good. That was like 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you? I mean, I feel similarly. Like for a long time, I was like, do I think girls are just pretty in the way that like everybody does? You know, you start. I think there's so much that goes on internally. Like,
Yeah.
curious what that was like for you. You're googling it. You know what your feelings are. When did it really like? You're like, this is it. This is for real.
I think I was 13, and I was like, well, I don't like girls, and I do like guys. So I was like, well, I guess I'm gay now. And it was interesting figuring it out. I didn't really. I have like my aunts on my dad's side. They're married, and it's great. So there was that like influence, I guess. Not influence, but like I it was there, so I sort of like in the back of my mind knew it was a thing that it could happen, but that was the only like representation in my life
Mhm.
of that sort of thing. And it I was like, yeah, now I'm gay now, and I feel like I haven't told many people that they just know and I assume they know,
Mm,
which is nice. So I didn't really have to have that like horrible. I didn't have that horrible coming out story except for school. But
right.
yeah.
Yeah. What was it like at school? I mean, I So I'll tell you an experience from when I was in high school. This dude just randomly was like a friend of a friend, and he was like, "Oh yeah, so are you a lesbian or what's up?" Just like there was no other option, and I felt so like it's like no, I thought I was still straight, like I was still parceling out a lot of my feelings, and was like, how do people just know? Like, how do people know? And then, yeah, felt really uncomfortable at school sometimes, just thinking I was walking around and everyone was like, I know something about them they don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I told my friend, and then she told the whole school, and like she didn't mean to, I don't think, but she speaks very loud, and it was in the gym,
Mm.
so it was echoey, and then it just rumored throughout the school, and there was this just one day when everyone kept coming up to me and saying, "Are you gay?" Like, how'd you know? First of all, how you know? And second of all, yes, but don't tell anybody. And it was very weird having multiple people come up to me every day asking me if I was gay. But that was it. Just stopped. It has stopped now because it's been a while. I think that was seventh grade. I'm not. I forget which grade it was. It was either seventh or eighth grade, and that was it was interesting.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like a wild ride. So, what was it then like to go to like a virtual Nagly meeting where everyone is queer, right? You're like, how did that feel? You said you like went, loved it, and stayed. I'm just curious what was in that first meeting that you were like, this is my spot.
It was a game night. So I was like, if this is every meeting, I'ma stay. I love game nights. We played Jackbox games and it was great. But then the meeting after was sort of like more of a serious topic. I forget what it was. It was like October, like 6 months ago now. So it's been a while. But it was more of a serious topic, and I got to
Mhm.
learn things which
Yeah.
I loved because I didn't do research into my like community and everything, I guess, and it was very eye opening to learn so many things about uh everything just in one meeting. So I just was like, I want to go every week now, and I did, and it's been great.
Yeah. That blend of game, like fun, space to have fun with each other, and then space to like talk about how like queer people even got here. Such an important space to
Yes.
have. I wish I had like joined a GSA in my high school years. So curious what you think uh, now that you kind of are working in this space where you're out. How do you see your future of like employment and education? Do you think you're gonna stay doing like stuff like Nagly, or do you have other kind of aspirations for your career and school?
Well, I want to be a chef or a baker or something like that. So I'm hoping to go to the Culinary Institute of America. So that's in New York, I think. And there's one in Florida. There's also another option called Johnson and Wales, which is a very like big culinary school, and there's one in Miami, which is like I love Florida. So it'll either of those. And like Florida has St. Pete, which is like I think that's the like queer town in Florida. So and that's sort of near Miami. I think it's like 2.5 hours away. So that would be like my place, I guess.
That's so
Um,
interesting. What kind of do you prefer cooking savory or baking, or do you like both?
I like the math and the science behind baking, but I also like being able to do whatever I want and um like I don't know the word. Can't think of the word. Experiment. It's
Yes.
yeah, that word. Experiment with all different flavors with cooking. It's I love both of it's I want to open my own restaurant one day. So it's like that's I can do the desserts and the food, which is it's I think it's the best of both worlds.
What are some of who are some of your like cooking inspirations, if you have any?
Um oh, I like Alton Brown because he does like the science behind the cooking, which is really cool. And I think her name is Anne Burrell. I'm not sure.
On Worst Cooks in America?
Yes,
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, that's her. She is. I love her. She's so good at cooking. Well, not. I don't know if she's good at cooking because I've seen her on the TV, but like she's one like a person I look up to for what I want to be one day.
I love it. So, gonna get into some other questions. So you talked about learning a little bit of like queer history, pride history, and stuff like that at Nagly, but I'm curious, who are some like heroes in the pride community that you have, or folks that you kind of look up to, either as advocates or allies to queer movements, things like that?
So people I look up to in the queer slash ally community. This was I had you gave me these questions before like this, and I had trouble with this question because I look up to my mom a lot. She's like an ally for me, and she's great. She's been very supportive throughout all of this. She was the one who bought me my first pride flag, so she's that person for me. But like famous people, um, I like Neil Patrick Harris because like he's an actor and he's there. He's like popular, which is really cool. And I like Ellen because she's been out for a while and she has her own show and everything. It's been canceled actually, which is sad. It's being replaced by the Kelly Clarkson show. But I like those two.
Yeah, I'd love to just talk about your mom for a couple more minutes, but curious, like when you knew and you were like, all right, I'm gonna have to tell her because my dad's telling me I gotta tell her. Like, were you ever nervous about any of their reactions, anyone in your fam, or did you know it was gonna kind of be
I
okay?
knew it was gonna be okay with my mom and like my dad and stepmom. I was more nervous like my grandparents, but on my dad's side, really. But that it was fine with them too. But I was not really. I wasn't nervous to tell my mom. I was like, I feel like she already knew, but she
Yeah.
didn't. She had no inkling of um anything. But I I wasn't really nervous at all.
That's great. My mom is so funny. She works at a fabric store, and a lot of queer folks end up working there, whether she knows it or not. And she's like an ally who doesn't even know she's being it because she just like has always raised me to like treat everyone the same and like to not even really notice differences. So I just always I think every Pride Month she always buys me anything rainbow that she gets into her store, and like a customer sent her like a rainbow bouquet for being kind to them, and just yeah, moms are such a powerful force
I know.
in this.
Yeah, my mom's great. She has like been that person that I knew I could talk to if I needed anything. you know. She's I Before I told anyone, I like had fake crushes on girls because I didn't want anyone to know. But then when I told her about like my first crush on a guy, she acted the same way as she did when I told her about the other crushes I had, which was awesome. She's Nothing really changed, which is exactly what you want.
Right. Yeah. And so lucky to have that, like in multiple parents. So that's great. So from your perspective, what challenges do you see facing young people who are LGBTQIA plus today? I know, we've come some ways. It's no longer like illegal. That's good. Folks can
Yeah,
get married. There are so many moments of progress, and then and there's much still to
yeah.
happen. So, would love to hear your thoughts.
My thoughts on what major challenges young people face today? Definitely. The rephrasing is my favorite part. I don't know why, but the the suicide rate uh, from queer representing or straight people is the queer suicide rate is so much higher in youth, which is sad. It's like you have like a whole community that loves you, and but they just it it's I don't really know what to say about that because I
Yeah.
don't yeah, but that's a huge challenge youth face right now is like the thoughts of not wanting to be here anymore because the people that are supposed to love you don't, just because of how you are, who you are. And I I think that's the biggest challenge right now. But Nagly is doing such a great job giving resources to people. We did this survey, a homelessness survey, and we gave it to any youth who would want to take it. And I think it was incentivized, I believe. You got $10 in Amazon or something like that for completing it. And I was part of that, which was awesome. It was nice to be a part of something that helped uh, queer youth.
Mhm.
That's why I love working at Nagly because I get to help people.
Mhm. So did you help make the survey, give out the survey? Where did you plug in? And then do you know what came from that survey?
I do not know what came from the survey because it's still happening, I believe.
Oh, gotcha.
But I did not make the survey. It was given to us, and it was like there was these whole instructions that we had to follow for the survey.
Mhm.
But I helped distribute it and promote it, I guess, wherever I was. And I didn't really do much of the outreach part where that's more Tony and Al did that. They went to at-risk places where at-risk youth stay and gave them the survey to fill out. And then we had these little cards that had the QR code for it. So that
That's
was,
cool.
yeah, I loved it. I loved being a part of it.
Yeah. That was super helpful. I'm also wondering what you think schools could do to be better environments for LGBTQ young people.
I got this one. um, so my school, we're fighting for gender neutral bathrooms right now, which is awesome that that's even a thing. that's able to happen. But it my friend came out as transgender in high school, and it was such a long process to have her name changed in the system of the school. And I would like it to be just an immediate thing that if they want their name changed to not their dead name, then it can just happen. And it doesn't need parental anything because they might not be ready to come out to their parents. They think school is a safe place to come out and just want their name to be represented as how they feel in school. She started in ninth grade, in the beginning of ninth grade, and it just got changed recently in the system. So it was a long process for her.
It's so tough to know who you are and to have this like shadow follow you around kind of. So
Yeah,
tough.
it was it the I was in one of her classes. We had math class together, and during every attendance, it was such a struggle for her because she had to be called by her dead name, and it didn't get changed until recently. So
Yeah. Yeah, and then that this is like such a contributing factor to folks having such a tough time with their own mental health because you're just hearing a name that you know is not yours every day.
yeah.
So, so my last question for you, I have two questions. I lied. This is not my last question. Okay. So, what would you like folks, if you have the microphone to the world, uh,
Ooh.
the whole world,
The whole world.
what would you like folks to know to be a better ally? And maybe not just in June, but all year round.
Yeah, I feel like people and companies just in June make everything rainbow to show their support, but they're just profiting off pride, which is not right in my eyes. Um, Skittles actually last year took out their colors and made it a white bag and everything to show that to let Pride have its rainbow and not profit off the rainbow, which was really cool, I think. But what would I want people listening to know to be a better ally? Rephrasing questions is so much fun. Here I go again. um, but just be as accepting as you can. You know, people, if even if you don't fully accept someone for who they are, which I don't get why, but if you don't, just tell them that you do so they feel better about themselves and just be a better person. I don't I guess, which
Wow.
is hard for some people, but just be a better be more accepting. I guess that's my main spiel.
Great. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Were you going to say something else?
No.
Okay. So, my last question. If you want to let us know what Nagly is doing for Pride this year.
Okay. Sounds great. Um Recently there have been flag raisings and Nagly has been tabling, which is bringing their like pride merch to the flag raising and being there for it, which is really cool. I haven't been able to be a part of it either with school or there's one in my town this Sunday, but I'm working sadly. But Nagly is, I think they're sponsoring some of the events. There's one in Salem yesterday, and they went, which was really cool. I wish I could have gone, but it was during school. And also, there is a youth pride party, I guess, and Nagly is coupling with New York City Pride, and that we'll be live streaming the the whole thing, which is really cool. And there will be a red carpet, and like you can get your pictures taken on the red carpet in your like best pride apparel. And after it starts at 3 on Saturday the 26th and ends at 7, but we'll be able to like get enjoy food, music, like dancing and games. There'll be a raffle with some prizes too, which will be awesome. And as I said, we'll be partnering with New York City Pride, and we'll be live streaming the event. So they'll like feature the DJs and the performances and special guests and like messages from celebrities and stuff, which is really awesome. I'm excited to be there.
That's so fun. I love that.